machines though. Why is this chair always in this direction? Let me see what my there's a computer store down here. So I told you that's an electronics store uh, yesterday. And it's snowing, so don't care. I like snow anyway. I love snow. I'm going to go check out their stuff that they had in there. They got some really nice cases in there, but I build my own cases, so there's no point in basically me going out and buying a PC case with little cases. My cases are smaller than the cases they have in there. Still, they got some nice stuff in there. But this is why I tell you at the end of the day, it pays to know how to build your own stuff, because pretty much if you know how to read specifications, most people go in there and they see a PC with some lights on it, and they go, "Ooh, man, that's got to be an expensive machine," and it's pretty much not. Most of the parts in there could be outdated, and it's just got a bunch of flashing lights on it to make you seem like it's something really crazy. Peekaboo windows, stuff like that. You know what I mean? To make it seem like you're really getting this really hot PC at the end of the day. I mean, that thing at the end of the day could run easily. Game application, it's a gaming PC, definitely gaming PC, would have had in it. But for the price, nah, I'm not paying that kind of money for that price at the end of the day. It's just way too much money. So they had an i9 processor, which is nice. It had a 3080 RTX, the whole ray tracing technology. It had what else it had on it? 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it had 2 terabytes of hard drive space. This is what I mean by memorizing numbers, because for some reason I can memorize numbers really well, specifications like really well. I can glance at something and remember exactly what it was. But anyway, yeah, that's what it had on it. So, yeah, therefore, the machine's way far more superior to what I have here. But what I want to build, and next, I want to do a Dell. I'm going to get a Dell 7050. I was going to do 7050. The 7050 is what I want, because they wanted $1,300 for that PC they had in there, and I'm looking at it like it's not worth $1,300. I mean, everyday Joe going in there, you're gonna pay $1,300 for it. You're gonna pay, but don't start. It is a gaming PC. It definitely is a gaming PC. From what I saw, an i9 processor, like I said, 3080 RTX, something like 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of hard drive space. It's definitely a gaming PC. But at that price, no one far better than that. There's no way in the world. No way. I mean, basically, right now, the machine I'm going to be building next week is It's a Dell 7050. I'm taking it apart and rebuilding. So that machine altogether, it comes with 32 gigabytes of RAM. It comes with a terabyte of hard drive space. It has an i9 processor. No, it doesn't have an i9 processor. There has a that one I'm going to be building for this one is going to have to start shutting left and right on your machine because you're not going to remember a website or videos or anything. Your system starts having issues. So that has 64 gigs of RAM on it. That's the difference other than that. The processors don't have to be through the roof at all, period. But the reason why we have to build another machine, because when I actually built the machines, I didn't buy a motherboard with a 3.0 on it, USB, because I didn't think I would need one. And two, I bought the Connect system, which has a 3.0, and I'm thinking, oh crap, I got the software, everything to run, it's running perfectly. The USBs are unrecognizable. It's telling me it's not recognizing USB, of course, because they're 2.0s and 3.0s. I'm thinking, oh snap, you mean to tell me we put this whole thing together because the USBs are not compatible? So now we have option here. How are we going to go about this? I can replace the motherboard, but then I got to go through all this, and I got to go take out the liquid cooling system and all that. So I'm like, no, I'm not going near that. I could build one from the ground up. That'd just be too much money for a USB, for a 3.0 USB. But the Dells, certain ones have 3.0s on them. They got 4 in there. One of them saw had 4 3.0s. So I'm thinking that's fantastic. So I buy the Dell. Pretty much same schematics. Going to get a 280 liquid cooling system because I've done the 240 depth. So we're going to go to 140 millimeters instead of 120 millimeter fans for my cooling system. I'm definitely going to boost them up to 5,000 RPMs. I do like 5,000 RPMs. It has 5,000. I love that machine. It's cool. My stuff. This one's nice. It's a 1600. These are 5,000. So I like this better. But the only problem with the 5,000 voltage is much higher than the board can actually output, and it causes the board to recycle. So that means that I have to find another way to rechannel them. If I had known this before, but it's up to God, when He gives me information I give me, I literally would have kept the motherboards that came with the Dells. And that's the problem I have with the Dells. The Dells, when you disconnect the fans to put in a liquid cooling system, the system goes haywire and says, hey, look, it has supposed to do it anyway. The security protocol goes off and tells you that your fans are missing and you need to put them back in. Just in case you're putting this one together and you forgot to put the fans in. That's what it's for. And if you can't figure out how to override that in BIOS, you can go to BIOS, there's deep programming, deep root programming to get the system to understand, like, look, the fans are going, nothing's wrong, then that system goes into security protocol and shuts itself down. You can deal with that bullcrap at the end of the day. It's just locking itself. So, in order to keep that happen from the Dells, what we have to do is the 2 fans, case fan and CPU fan, we have to put them someplace else. They're still going to be connected to the board, they're just going to be channeled someplace else. So I may turn them into like hard drive coolers or whatever. I have to get, because the Dells are different. Dells have 5 pin, they don't have 4 pin. So I have to get a 5 pin to 4 pin adapter, convert the unit, and then get extenders to run the fans someplace else. So now the motherboard knows the fans are there, but they're not being used. You trick the motherboard. So we're going to replace the fans on top of the Dell with a 280 liquid cooling system, and instead of running the power from the fans from the radiator and then basically from the copper block, we're going to rechannel those with a Molex to 4-pin adapter and run them straight to the power supply. That's how we're going to do it. That overrides the board completely. We can run whatever we want, because not only we're going to have, like, since roughly 4 ports, so when these combine to the top, these combine to 2, they combine to 2, they connect those together, and this is one separate, dedicated by itself. We can run that, so it gives us 2 extra ports for extra fans if we want to run one on the case. So we got that right there. And the power supply definitely has to be ripped out, because the power supplies they get with Dells are low power supplies. They're designed for their system only, not be upgrade or high graphic cards and all that stuff. And our graphic card will require power, so we're going to take out the power supply. On top of that, they don't have enough SATA outputs and whatever else they need. They don't have it, so we're going to take it out, put the new power supply in, so that fixes that problem. And I think what's the other thing in the graphic card, because it is using dedicated video, which we don't need. It has 32 gigabytes on it, but we don't need all that. We do need the 32 gigabytes. We don't need the dedicated video, so we're going to take out that and put a 3050 in. Now it depends on what size 3050 I'm going to get. If I micro the case, which chances are I am, I like these cases, like the sizes of them. I don't want to build anything higher than this, and that means we have to use a low profile card, which I don't mind using anyway. I think the Cube, I do want liquid cool a 5060. I can't see myself putting a 5060 in there. I don't think it makes a low can't put a dual. I can't put a 280 up there. The 280 with dual 140 millimeters, because the top of the cube is 12 inches. It's 12 by 12. That's the size of the cube. So with that being said, we need another 140 for the liquid cooling system. So we're going to do a single 140, or we're going to double decker it. We're going to put a fan at the top and at the bottom. They're going to be 5,000 and 10,000 RPM sitting on top of one radiator system. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sandwich both of them. One side we're going to have for the CPU, other side we're going to have for GPU. So GPU is going to have 10,000 RPMs and CPU is going to have 10,000 RPMs. There'll be single setups here and there. And then we're going to run a digital fan of speed controller to be able to speed up the RPMs, because I want them much higher than that. Oh, goodness, it's crazy with this. I'm building the ultimate steam machine. In our case, of course, we're building our case out of Atec. So there's going to be a section in there where we can hook up a projector and we can project whatever we want, any kind of crazy design right on the glass if we want, on the screen if we want. And the screens are interchangeable, which means there's a slot in there. So there's a two-plane slot. We can slide one in, we can have a clear, we can slide another one in, we can have an ultra black. And then there's another clip on the outside. We can actually slide another piece in, and we can actually put a giant 48 by 48 screen on it, where I can connect the projector on the outside and I can push an image right there on top of it. The entire case is see-through, which means that the piping we're getting, I actually bought some piping, PVC piping. I'm going to turn that into a frame system that we have here, and the screws are invisible too. I found clear screws. So yeah, it's going to be an insane system. Even down to the power button, control kill switches, they're all invisible. So the entire system is visible. You can see right through it. Oh, this is going to be sick. That's why I said I want to build my own. That's why I said for most people who want the steam machine, if you don't build, fantastic machine for you. And if you build and you got better options at the end of the day, you can go with the better options. So I figure steam machine has roughly it has a 4060. The 4060 on it is nice, but I'm going to do a 5060 on mine, and it has, I don't know what the processor is, but I do know my i9 processor is much higher than that. And then on top of that, it comes with I think the bigger box comes with 2 terabytes of hard drive space. So we're going to do on my motherboard, and I'm getting an MSI motherboard for this one. I think that's what MSI motherboard with 2 slots, but I don't think it's going to be too big to fit my case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Micro PCI Express and put a adapter there. I want to run mine all of the M2s. I'm going to run M2 solid state drives. So we're going one, which is going to be here. That's going to be a terabyte, and then there's a small micro one here. I'm going to slap a card in there. I'm going to drop 4 in there at 2 terabytes apiece. My machine's going to be a beast. So remember when people said at the end of the day that what are you going to have a PC from the day? My gaming PC. What did they say? Yeah, right. My machine will crush yours. And on top of that, I'm the only one who has a case designed that way, because I'm not selling that case. I decided I'm not going to sell it. I'll be the only one who has it. The first Atec case that you can actually see right through, but not only see right through, you can game off that sucker. And the way we're going to engineer is designed to be insane. Power supply, invisible. I had to do those too. On top of that, remove the entire case of the power supply. My buddy's going to 3D print my power supply case. Now, will we have other cases? Yeah, but my case is only for me only. The case I'm designing for myself is only my case for me, because I don't want anybody having what I have. That's the one thing about I love about PC at the end of the day. You can modify your machines the way you want to modify them. No one else will have the same machine. Even if you have some similar parts in there to somebody else, still at the end of the day you have a different machine. That's what I like about PC. So with the Steam box, yeah, everybody's going to have the same machine, unless you're going to have either the upgrade or top grade model. That's basically about it, but I want mine to be completely different, so I'm building mine. And I think other people are going to probably end up doing the same thing. On top of that, the fact that it has the ability to load an operating system on it, I'm definitely going to make a separate drive, additional drive, yeah, separate drive. My teeth get cool here. A separate drive my operating system. Because I have to run Windows 10 off it. And the reason why, I'm running the Connect system through it. Because the VR system, I don't know, the VR system they have come with it. I'm probably going to most likely buy the ones for the Quest. I'm going to get their VR system. I'm definitely going to buy theirs. But they got an application that I really like. So, people like Crush. Yeah, if you got a 5090, you're crushing my system easy. You got a 5090. But, these are for people that were talking all this trash and they talking about how I build whatever I want at the end of the day. I'm building my own server next to that thing. I'm going to host games. So I'm building a network around that thing. I'm building my own server. So if you got server capabilities, guess what? You can go on the game on our server. Alright, so let me get my machine cleaned up because I got other stuff to do. I got a bigger screen to build. Where is the screwdriver? There it is. So I got to take apart my stuff real quick. I'll tell you, man, one of the things I wish that came with the steam machine was liquid cooling. I would love to have liquid cooling on it. Love to have liquid cooling on here. I'll put that back in. Where's my whatchamacallit at, my little one? But yeah, that's what I'm doing mine. I'm doing separate, dual 140 millimeters, 5,000 RPMs for liquid cooling for my CPU and GPU. My system is going to be beast. Like I got the steam machine mine built. I built my own steam machine. It's ultimate power. Yes, power. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to build mine. So I'm gonna take the top of my case. My system's all plexiglass. I'm taking the top of my case down to my buddy's house. He got a machine I can pre-compress and bring it down. So the size of my 140s, I'm bringing it to my buddy's place. He got a whole shop down there. He's going to cut the holes in there for all the compartments, everything I need for my case to put it all together. I'd rather just Bluetooth the entire thing. I don't want any wires anywhere. I really don't want wires anywhere. Let's see if I can basically figure out the Bluetooth. What kind of Bluetooth? Microphones Bluetooth. Headsets are Bluetooth. Keyboard and mouse Bluetooth. Freaking, what's one thing we have to worry about is the power cord. That's the only thing. So why don't they build them like laptops? Laptops are nice. Laptops can pull out the cord, get a little battery pack in it. Why don't they build one of those yet? A desktop that can run like a laptop. That'd be nice. Less wires to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna Bluetooth that whole thing. Oh, let me get this thing taken apart. I got things to do. I got a screen to build. A bigger screen because we got Ultra Cryptos coming through. Ultra Crypto we got to put together over there. If your screws up. Clean, that's why I like the open PCs. Because the open PCs, you can just go in and basically just pull stuff apart and get access to everything. Where PCs in a case drive me nuts because I got to dig around stuff to get the access to stuff to pull this and pull out. But I like open PCs any day. Now my cube system, the doors and all the panels are magnetic, so it means I can take them off at will, get access to anywhere in that machine I want. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. But right now, we're not building that thing yet. Most likely in 2026 we'll be putting that together. But right now, I'm basically building my other machine with the Dell. I need that for the test out the Connect system. That's why I'm building it, for a Connect system. But once we figure out if it does do what I think it does and it agrees to that, I don't think I should have any problem. When we build our Steam machine, we're going to buy another Connect, take it apart, and integrate it into the system. So that way, when I run my VR glasses, I have full body tracking. Because I realized that when I looked at the VR, maybe they're going to have them. I hope they do. Looked at the VRs for the Steam machine, and there is no full body tracking on it. And I said, of course, for those people saying, well, why is full body tracking important? If you do full body tracking, you can't go back to controller. It's just so much. You get so much more. What's the word for it? Freedom. It's like if you got one of those discs I got one at the home front. I got the dish strap and you lock in the back. It's a dish stand you can run on. I love that thing, man. I love it. All right. Disconnecting our fan system. Connected here. Oh man, not supposed to connect anything to the fans. Got to reattach that. Can't connect it to the fan. So this is going to have to be reattached. The fans have to be free. You need access to them. Can't be connecting plants to them. Boom, boom, boom. All that dust. See, this is the reason why I tell you at the end of the day that your gaming systems need to have some kind of system to clean those things, man. If not, you're gonna have all types of nasty issues waiting for you. Look at all that dirt. Look at all that. Look at all that. Unbelievable. A couple days ago, I was sick as a dog. And today, I feel great. The last couple days, I was jacked up. Jacked up. But now, I feel great. Lord, Jesus. Alright, let me see. Where the heck did I put that at? I don't have one on me. Did I ever grab me that on? How to do any of this stuff at one point in my life. None of that. Everything I just painted my schematics and when I'm building my stuff, I didn't know any of that stuff. God gave me all that information. Tons of information. That. I got to order a 8-pin, 24-pin Molex adapter because the Dells, their boards have 8 pins in them. They don't have 24 now. So they changed them out to keep you from modifying their equipment. But we modify. I tell you, people be angry over just anything, man. So if I'm building sculptures, angry. That's why I told people at the end of the day, it goes farther than screen paint. It does. It goes so farther than screen paint. They're just jealous of anything that I do. Anything I do, they get upset about. If I'm working on my PC, jealous about that. If I'm basically building PC cases, jealous about that. If I start a clothing line, jealous about that. Always bitter. It's a shame people get caught up with the devil like that, and the devil controls their life like that. That is a crying shame. But you feel sorry for people like that. Don't laugh at them. Feel sorry for them that they give the devil that much time. That's why they can't be blessed. That's why your hand can't be blessed. You're too busy entertaining the devil. That's why your hands can't be blessed. You wonder why you're not getting your blessings. You wonder why other people are being blessed around you and your blessings are not coming, because God can't bless you because you're too busy hating on other people's stuff or basically dealing with those influencers. Not influencers online, I'm talking about the evil influencers, the demon, demonic influencers, and you can't get your blessings. God has blessings for you, you just can't get them because you'd rather prefer going out and doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. God bless you. Ooh, other way around. Sheesh. God wants to give good things to us, and He can't do it because we don't deserve Him. And quite frankly, we don't deserve anything at all, period. We deserve nothing but death, very true. But He's a good and merciful Lord, and He takes care of us. He does. He takes care of us. You ever look at that People say, well, God doesn't take care of you. He does take care of you. I'm not saying kind of, but he does take care of you. Because he takes care of all of us. Because just say if the Lord decides to stop the earth. I saw something where the earth stopped. Oh, I'm telling you, we're all dead. And like I said, billions of those meteors up there floating around right now come and crash into a city. And the Lord protects us at the end of the day, he does. So, but he has limits. You know, if God didn't have limits, people say, "Oh, God is all forgiving," and hey, He's forgiving all that. But if God wasn't a God who was a God about judgment or basically punishment, then you wouldn't have a hell, and you definitely wouldn't have revelations in the Bible. That wouldn't even exist in the Bible. If that was the case, gotta get some wet wipes too. That would come in handy too in these machines now. But you would not have any of that whatsoever because God wouldn't believe in any of that because He wouldn't be a vengeful God. He is a vengeful God. It says in the Bible, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." So I think back when I'm working on my machine at the end of the day how at one point I sat up there in a room trying to figure out how to build a PC. And I remember calling the guy from Tiger Direct. I kept asking him questions and stuff. He could build one. Asking him questions and stuff. And even when he was telling me how to do it, I still couldn't understand it. I couldn't pick it up. Like it wasn't there. I couldn't pick it up. It was just too hard for me to understand. And I told myself, man, I'm never ever going to get a computer. Never going to be able to have my own computer. Never going to have one. And sure enough, in the Bible, the Lord gave me the ability to understand how to build a computer. Now I can build anything I want, servers, all that stuff. Putting my server for my Steam machine, dedicated servers. Together. Oh, get some air in the can too. How do we clean the fans on the ceiling valve system? How do we clean that thing? Do we get access to clean that thing? I always forgot to take the top off, right? Oh, yeah, right. You don't have to worry about voiding warranties with those. We don't have to worry about that. You don't have that problem. PC doesn't have that issue. You don't have these stickers up there. Only time you have stickers is if you're touching the parts. If you're touching the parts, then you're going to get void warranty. Other than that, pulling stuff apart in there, they don't care. That's the whole system designed to go in there and do what you want to do. So I'm running I'm running Windows 10 off mine. People saying, why running Windows 10? Okay. I need the Windows 10 because the Connect system requires Windows 10 to work. Send me the message for VR. I think I gotta get some air in the can too. I'm gonna pick that up. Oh shoot, what just happened? We shift or we move? So I forgot these are not locked up here. We didn't lock them in. The reason why is just in case if I had to move them, I get access to the bottom of them. Access to the bottom of this, and then lift it up. Underneath of it. This is clean. These are not locked on. I didn't never lock these on because again, I need to get access to that if I need to. I'm good. I'll keep these on this side. So the fans come on the fans over the battery. Come on the fans. Fans gotta come off the thing. What we got in the back going on? We have let's see. Oh, this is what we oh no, you are here. Oh, we're gonna see this. Put you here. Put you here. Let's see. I think we should get going with that. Power supply. Oh, you should find it. Really good. Very cool. Not to do any bust down in the back, so we're clean. We got the back of my unit. I did a different type of fan setup. I wanted to do something different, and I put in a fan for the top and bottom over there. second. Find out where you're from. All right. Look at that chicken. And we're gonna get some maintenance done. Ah, happy, happy, happy. Touch up, job done. And got some maintenance finished on it. Alright. Cleaned up. That's the card. Everything comes off. I'm going to get access to whatever I need to get access to. We're going to keep places I really got to worry about. Like that. So that thing's clean. There we go. All cleaned up. That's it. ventilation, you want to keep dirt from getting on your system, put a Velcro fan filter on the back of that thing, and you won't have any problems with dirt getting in the back of your system. Which, I don't know why people don't put those filters back there. Speaking of one myself, I'm ordering mine right now. But anyway, that'll keep any dirt from hitting your machine. Console systems, same thing, built like a makeshift. Matter of fact, that's a better idea than just going in the system and just hitting those two spots. Put that filter outside where your fan ports are at. And like I said, that'll collect all the dust. And when it gets nice and dirty, just take it out, get a toothbrush, go in the sink and clean it out, go right back on. Guarantee you'll have less dust in your system. And I got air cleaners in here, and you're still going to have dust in the air. It's scary, isn't it, how much you breathe in every day. You don't realize. That's what boogers are, you know that, right? Boogers are dirt. All the stuff in the air gets caught up in your nose hairs. That's what boogers are, dirt. You all know that already. Should. Dirt replaced with all this stuff. Try to minimize as much as possible hitting those components because it will jack them up and suffocate them. I forgot about that. Yeah, you can just go put the filters on the outside of the case. Still, if you're gonna go in and you gotta clean anyway. Even with the filters on, you still might have to go in and clean a little bit. Dust is dust at the end of the day. If you have to have the option to pull that fan out, that larger fan, you see those two little areas in there? The duct systems that push air to the heat sink. I'm gonna put little filters in there. That's the one thing that scares me about console systems, is they really don't put a lot of effort in putting cooling systems down. They don't. They compress a lot of parts together and no proper cooling. I never can understand the theory about the heat shield. I don't get that reflecting nonsense. I don't get it. Xbox 360 had them in their system. They're plated in their system. I never understood that. I ran some tests. I pulled my plate out. My system ran much cooler without the plates. So I removed them. Heat reflex system. Some of the things you don't have the when watching back to the reflex system. What's capacitator? Dell was doing that for a long time too. Dell had it in their systems. Pentium 4 Hyper-Threads had it in there. That's what interesting about the office PCs, that they can't figure out why their systems run so slow. Technically, if I'm using a work PC, I'm building a gaming PC. Regular average PC doesn't have the stuff that a gaming PC has. And gaming PCs are designed to take so much stress, it's not even funny. So if I'm doing anything from a work machine, it's going to be a gaming PC. But the regular PCs they have, the ones sitting on the floor collecting all that dust, they don't realize that their machine is slowly suffocating. They can't figure out why everything is running so slow, because you probably got a system like 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you're opening up multiple tabs and windows and stuff like that. You wonder why your system is you're dropping windows and your system's crashing on you. You have enough RAM, you have memory. Now, when you say memory, most people look at that and say, "Oh, that's something to do with the hard drive." The hard drive is your RAM having an issue. Then you have to go in, you have to clean out the waste basket and all that stuff, hard drive optimizer, all that stuff. Maintenance has to be done. You can't just plug it in and just expect it to just run. It requires maintenance. I call PCs that we see in stores like Best Buy, P-Squad, PCs that we call Christmas trees. Why do you call them Christmas trees? They drop a bunch of pretty fans on there and some RGBs in there, and then you think you're getting this high-powered machine because you can't read the specs. Most people can read probably one or two specs on it, that's it. But to see the peekaboo window, wow, I see all the parts. That must be a really high-end machine. Smoke and mirrors, people. Smoke and mirrors. You gotta be to read those parts. I told you I saw that machine today. $1,300. $1,300. That's crazy. They want for that thing. It had 3080 sitting inside of it, RTX 3080. I'm like, I didn't say anything to the guy because this is business, but this is my business. So I'm kind of like, and people, it got people like, wow, look, you can see inside of it. Yeah, there you go. And it lights up, has lights on it. And I ain't even talking about the specifications on it. Now, chances are we're pretty much what they're going to use it for, it don't make a difference at all. They're really probably going to do any really hardcore gaming, probably just use it for work or whatever they use it for. It's fantastic for that. But they're overpaid for that machine by so much, it's not even funny. That machine should be worth like $800. For that right there, $900. You build it, it's far cheaper. So my system, my Steam unit, it's going to cost me roughly about $900. That one has a 5060 in it, RTX sitting in it. It has 32 gigs of RAM, and when I get done with it, well, without the hard drive upgrade, it's probably more than that. It's probably going to be up to about, probably like $1,100, because I'm putting in 8 terabytes solid state drive in that thing. That's why separate liquid cooling systems for the GPU is the Show me the PC. What that PC? And about, look how amazing it looks. It's got lights all over it. I'm like, that's the first thing you mentioned was lights. Yeah, that tells me at the end of the day you don't know jack about your machine. You just mentioned lights. That's it. Most people are like, no, it's got a processor and blah blah blah. They're breaking down the processor and the freaking graphic card and all that stuff. That's builders, and then you got modders that basically talk about what they did to their parts when they got, yeah, so basically I had that 5090 in there, man, I didn't want it anymore, like the stock fans, 15 RPMs, that's not gonna do nothing for me, I'm dropping like 5,000 RPMs, override passing the board, hitting the freaking power supply, freaking drop that Arctic thermal paste on it, man, I got dual sandwich, like 5,000 for top, 5,000 for bottom, plus to speed up the RPMs with a fan, yeah, that's modern, then that's how they talk. Because they're going to take every piece apart on the machine and they're going to modify it because they're not going to be happy with it. Because we never are. We can't leave nothing alone. We can't leave anything alone. Now I got a Dell coming through here. I'm going to take the whole thing apart because I know that's going to be at the end of the day. I'm going to modify it. I mean, basically, make it better than what it is. Because again, I mean, dedicated. Yeah, I'm using dedicated RAM. I'm going to upgrade that 3050. Drop 3050 on that. No profile. That's all I need in there. Comes with 32 gigs of RAM. Pulling all the RAM out, putting high sufficient RAM in there. With the heat spreaders on there, RGBs, I'm putting all those on there. Comes with i7 7700K, which is extremely good, very very good. So I'm gonna overclock the crap out of that thing. So yeah, software and programming and all that stuff. You don't overclock my CPU. So yeah, I'm gonna, and on top of that, because it's gonna have a massive, the liquid cooling system on it for 280s. I'm doing a 280 at 140 each, and I'm getting rid of the stock pans, and I'm dropping 5,000. So that thing's going to run 20,000 RPMs alone on the liquid cooling system. So I can overclock the i7. Yeah, that's what we do. See what I mean? Never satisfied. Gotta make bigger ways to mold it. Now my next step, my friend's teaching me welding. I'm not buying radiators anymore. I'm building my own radiators. So I figured how these things are designed now. So I want to build my own radiator system. And all this right here, I want to do what the guy did on YouTube. The guy did on YouTube, he used copper piping for his tube system. Do you have any idea how cold a system can get with copper piping? Yeah, precisely. Beautiful build. And for some people, say it's a heavy. Heck yeah, it's heavy. You know, it's heavy at the end of the day. You ever do vegetable cool PCs? Those suckers are heavy. I did 2 of those suckers. They got some weight. They weigh like 50 pounds. It's a heavy freaking PC. And they're not easy to transport to them at all, period. You got to go full MacGyver when you transport one of those things. You don't want oil splashing around on top of the U-Haul truck. So, yeah. I figured out a way how to ship those things and how to get them from A to B without basically having any issues. Look at all the dust coming out of my fan right there. This is disgusting. You want your system to last longer? 2 things you're going to need for your system to last longer. Dust-free, as much as possible, and cooling. And your system will last for a real long time. You neglect it because you're afraid to touch it, your system's going to die on you. That thing is just nothing but accumulating freaking dust. Like there is no tomorrow in that sucker. Wonder why your system's slowing down, you're having all kinds of problems, your hard drive is suffocating. No air pushing through there. So that's what you're gonna become if you don't clean them. I clean mine like every 2 months and clean it. Look at that. Why I said that. Most people, a person who claimed to have a 5090, and that 5090s have issues, by the way. They have serious issues with them. So, still, anyone claiming to have a saw the I saw the cooling systems for the MSI, sorry, the MS, or solid state drive, small ones, the MS boards. I saw them, the cooling system. So I'm gonna liquid cool mine. 'Cause why not? If you got the capabilities, why not? You know, freak you out to be in there? Why would it freak me out to be in here? And for a person who says that you can't change the color of your board, yes, you can. You just have to know exactly what not to touch and what to touch. So the Fallout PC, when he said, "Good luck finding a motherboard that's going to match that," yeah. So the Dell motherboards are green, and I can actually rust the board out to make it look like it's been sitting there for ages. You just have to know what circuits not to touch. Touch the wrong one, and your system is not working anymore. That's all. Just have to know what to touch and what not to touch. Like walking through a minefield. That's all. You can paint your boards. They actually make paint for painting your motherboards. If you don't want to paint your motherboard, they make the motherboard covers. And usually, if you buy an MSI boards have the covers already on them. But you can just snap them on and off. So you can just paint the cover the way you want to, and just slap it back on. Kadoo, kadoo. I'm looking at the MSI board that comes with mine, and I'm talking to my buddy. I was like, I need an invisible version of one of these. So he's going to 3D print it for me. So I can snap it on there and have it invisible. So I want my pieces to get invisible as much as possible for my Steam Cube system. And my buddy was like, what? Why would you build one if you can buy it? It's already pre-built, because it's not going to have what I want on it. Everything on it is nice. I like it. But I want my case. My case is better than their case because my case is AdTech technology. I can literally, it's a screen. I'm literally building the entire PC case out of a screen. So yeah, can't get more awesome than that. And I got a little section there where actually where I can fit the projector at, but it fits in there just nicely where I can actually project animation on my 12 by 12 screen, mini screen there if I want to. So instead of y'all having the little plate you slap up there, I can watch actual movies off mine, and I can change my enter back and forth between black one, which are ultra blacks, only show the image and doesn't show the glare from the projector at all whatsoever. So I can do anything I want. I can make my case turn on fire. I can make freeze it. I can basically have somebody dancing across my screen. I can bring a solar system in. I do whatever I want. I can game off that sucker if I want. And also too, I want to add something different. I obviously will always want to integrate a RetroPie system into my setup. So it's going to have two setups in there. It's going to run a Connect system, which we have to dismantle because we don't need the case for that thing. It's too big and too bulky. So with the Connect system that I can run in there, I'm going to have a partial drive to run Windows 10 because you can run an operating system off of it. So I'm putting a partial drive so I can basically run Windows 10. I have OS for the Linux and Steam on one side, and I've got Windows 10. Now, why would I want Windows 10? Because with the Connect system, it already runs with the Windows 10, and that system has a sensor system on it, which if it reads to that surface perfectly fine, that means that when I get my VR glasses, I have full body tracking because I have a Connect system on the other side. On top of that, with the Windows 10 in there, with me wanting to do any form of PC applications, I don't need a keyboard and mouse because that thing allows me to be able to manipulate the environment with just my hands. So I'd rather build my own system than that. That's what I'm doing with mine. And I guarantee every freaking modder on the face of the planet that gets their hands on that machine is going to do something crazy to it. And you're supposed to, by the way. That's what Steam wants you to do. So Steam basically allows you to they invite modders to go in and put software and design stuff with it. They want to. That's why it's designed that way. So that those people think way outside the box with their hardware that they pay for, which you should be able to do with a console. I still can't understand that when I pay for it, I should do what I want to do with it. As long as I'm not basically modding and putting cheat mods in on live games where I'm cheating, I can understand. It's an automatic ban for any system, even PC. It's an automatic ban. But if I'm not doing any of that and I'm just having some fun, or maybe they just give us modded lobbies. Make lobbies, modded lobbies just for the modders. That's all. They can go in there and have fun all day long. You know what I mean? And other modders cannot play with other modders. And if you've never modded before in your life, you know what I mean, you've never seen exactly what they can do to a level on a board, you get a chance to go in there and see some pretty cool stuff pop off. So I think they should do that. They should put a lobby in there for modders, let the programmers go in there and be able to have lobbies where you can go in and you can mod. Now, you can't rank up in there because, of course, you can't rank up. That'd be cheating. But you get a chance to experience some of the cool stuff some of these guys do, because those mods are freaking amazing. Man, it makes the game so much better when the modders come in. So much better. One of the guys I was in there playing with, we were playing Burnout Paradise, shopping carts. What was the other one? We were just driving around there. Shopping cart, the big wheel. The big wheel was fun because you had to do the power slide in order to cut the corners. That was freaking amazing. That was fun. There's just so much cool stuff. Oh, the rocking horse. You ever do Burnout Paradise and the rocking horse with Boost? Yeah, ain't nothing like it. It's the funniest thing ever. Yep, all kinds of stuff we had fun there, you know? You know, Left 4 Dead. Oh man, we had so much fun in Left 4 Dead. There's Raining Witches. That's another jacked up one he did. There's another guy who did nothing but tanks on the game. Nothing but tanks. That was a messed up game, by the way. But he gave us amazing firepower, but still was messed up. It was nothing but tanks. That was fun one. So it's fun at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Some pretty cool stuff. So instead of banning the modders, because that's what they do, why don't you just make a section for them at the end of the day? Then that way, they can have the freedom to design some pretty cool stuff. And for people who've never got a chance to experience being in one of those modded lobbies, you get a chance to check it out. It'll blow your mind playing what some of these guys do at the end of the day. So okay, I'm biting you in for Left 4 Dead. And we changed out the weapons. Like, is that a freaking Finnegan? It's a railgun. We got railguns? Oh yeah, we had a ball in there, man. Flamethrowers, all kinds of stuff, man. It was just, we had a ball. So yeah, they should allow them to be the mod. Mod away, my friend. Mod away. Mod away. Show what you can do. So it's online, they can't rank up in there. That's fantastic. They get a chance to show off. And on top of it, it's fantastic for their Twitch channel. So they show, look, this is the mods I'm working on right now. This is what I'm doing, so and so and so. I think that'd be hot. So when we model on the face of the planet, agree with me on that one. Okay, let's start with a freaking lobby at the end of the day. So we can go in there and do some cool stuff. That'd be a nice little YouTube channel to have. We got modders right now on Grand GTA. But, you know, we should just have it in a lobby. You can't rank up, so that way you can't cheat, but you can go in there and show off what you do. What do you think, Taco? 100% on board with that? Yeah. Let them show what they can do. Let them cook. Let them cook. Yeah, I remember that going in the garage. His garage, like, no way! No way! The big wheel? We have big wheels. We've got freaking big. Oh man, I had so much fun with those big wheels, man. The My Little Ponies with Boost. That's it. So I could not stop laughing. Because everybody was in there crying. Everybody could not stop laughing. That was fun. That was really fun. What was it? My buddy, he mods. He did a when GTA was it GTA 4? Everybody had Speedos on. Cheetah skin Speedos. I was in there crying. I couldn't stop laughing. Yo, this is perverted and jacked up at the same time. Like why? I came in there like that. Everybody came in and had those Speedos on. Just sitting in a ball and having fun. Yeah, the good old days, man. The GTA with your buddies. I'm hoping that the Grand Theft Auto don't jack it up, please. Don't make the online play like you did on 5. 5's online play sucked. I'm sorry, but come on, man. You got people in there crying and whining about hitting their car. Like, oh my God, I gotta pay for insurance on it. Man, you're bringing me back into the real world, man. That's the whole reason why I play video games from time to time. To make me escape the real world. I'm be thinking about some freaking insurance in a game. It's the last thing I want to be thinking about. I want the GTA I played on GTA 4. It was all out war in that game, man. Did you ever play that game, GTA 4 Online? Oh my goodness. It was all out freaking war. Then on top of that, you got to control everything on the map. Just about, you got to control the weather, which I wish they had an option they could let it snow in there. It's only pretty cool. But you had an option you can make it rain, foggy, sunny day, night, whatever you want to do. They had that option there. You could turn the cops on, which was absolutely freaking amazing. Ain't nothing more funnier than going off and having a ball and you being chased by cops at the same time while you're having an all-out war in there. Man, that was freaking fun, man. And there was no crying and whining that someone blew up your car at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Or somebody sucker punched you. There was no crying, whining nonsense. People went in there and they just gamed. That's it. That's all we did was just go in there and game. Somebody basically sucker punch you, you come back at them with a rocket launcher. You track them down with a rocket launcher, take them up. Now people can get upset because you smashed into their car talking about I paid insurance on it. Like, man, you know, I'm done. Y'all got to bring it back to how it was on GTA 4. Then I'll be online playing. I'm making anything like y'all did on the other one. No, they don't bother with the online. And I don't understand how some people get the game and they've never played it offline. How do you never play the story mode? They don't play the story mode. How do you play GTA and never play the story mode? The story mode is everything in GTA. That people never play the story mode at all. Story mode is epic. I love freaking little Jacob. Little Jacob is going to do the rocket launcher. Little Jacob. Little Jacob couldn't understand it. Darn well he was saying how to put it in subtitles, so I couldn't understand anything Jacob was saying. Because anybody, he had a Jamaican accent, but they made his accent really, really heavy. Because I'm pretty sure you should all know that by now. He played any type of GTA. Things are all cleaned up. Little touch-up job here with some glow. And my white stuff over here. And I need my Q-tips. I'm over there by my cooling system. That's just okay, that's cool. Good. Everything else fans. We got to get in the back. Mother George. Alright, let's get access to that one. Oh, this one's liftable. Great. Great. That's fantastic. It's right on my hard drive too. And it's still that good. I need to get access to it. Okay, I just ran out of minutes. Okay. Okay. Actually, this isn't too bad.
This is clean. This isn't too bad at all. Yeah, that's good.
Everything was made to be taken apart and put back together again. I had somebody tell me one time, like, how are you going to get to that? And how are you going to get to this? It's all designed to be taken apart. The entire thing. All designed to be ripped apart, put back together again. I knew, I think I knew what I'm doing. Okay. That's what's crazy. Where is it? Where did you do that? It's in the box. In the box. In the box. Not here. Something dropped to the floor. Right? Let me see something. Go under the place. Just let it back up there. How does this weird? How does that screw this weird? I don't know what the screw is. Crazy. Ooh. Disappear. Interesting. Alright, some chicken box. Got that extra in there. Oh, we do. I'm looking around like, where's this other screw to my cooling system? It's not here. Never run a cable anywhere. It's here. Alright. They always give you extras. We'll just get another one. Right in there. That's just weird. Just weird. That's it. That thing. Sad thing. People that are very upset because they expected me to fail. They were hoping that I failed. And they had all these ideas of how I was going to go under. And to see me, watch me still here today, and it didn't happen, they're upset and bitter about it. I mean, that's a shame. That's sad, isn't it? I find that so sad about people that they really believe that they were going to be successful in destroying me. Like, you know, when they had the Crow's Cast. Crow's Cast were these individuals from YouTube, you know who they are, came in and had this thing where they talked all this trash about me and how I was going to lose my business and how I was going to go under. And I landed a major contract. It's a multi-million-dollar contract I just obtained. You know, God was looking at that Crowcast and thinking at the end of the day, that ain't going to happen to my servant at the end of the day. The Lord was looking at that Crowcast and said, nope, that's not going to happen to my servant. And what you watched in that Crowcast of the individuals that were in there smiling and grinning and laughing, you watched Satan. You watched the devil. It says in the Bible about influencers, demonic influencers. And that's what you watched in Crowcast. You watched demonic influencers who were serving the devil to try to destroy a Christian. And I have proved it too many times to count that in the end, Christians will always be victorious because we serve God. That's why. And those who don't serve God, and especially with the purpose of trying to destroy a Christian, you've already, in the process of destroying your salvation, finding God, and get saved, you know where you're going. I gotta repeat that too many times to really know. But your efforts and everything you try will be for nothing. That you will not be able to take or disrupt anything from a Christian. You can't take anything from us. Proved it already. Too many times to count. Too many times to count. Which is interesting because God is the one you're going to be calling out for, whether you're in the next life where you're going to be in purgatory or where you're going to be in a situation that the devil got you in that you're going to be calling out to God to get you out of. And those people who listen, those people who follow them on that channel, you've also put yourself in danger. You know that, right? You watch demonic influencers on that channel, you put yourself in danger. You open up an opportunity for the devil to access your life. That's what you did. If someone's on there preaching about Satan, the devil, and you tune in and watch that channel, you have now involved yourself into that nightmare. That's what you have. When they were on that channel carrying on and acting up and attacking a Christian, and you were on there agreeing to it and laughing about it and joking about it, you have now got yourself caught up in that nonsense. Which means those demonic spirits are going to say, oh, we got another one right here, and try to detach themselves to you. All right, so people that, would you ever move into a haunted house? If you knew a house was haunted, you knew there were things in that house that weren't right, would you buy that house and move into it? I'm sure most people say, no, I would never move into a place like that. Yet you invite things into your home all the time. You invite things in your home all the time. But yet you said you would never, ever, in many years, live in a haunted house. Why would you live in a haunted house to begin with? Oh, because there's things in there you don't want to see. Did we get the two? I get the two here. So that's these two. We ain't gonna write them in.
just go. What are you getting here? Mm-hmm. What are you fussing about? What are you so mad about now? Let's fussing about stuff. You can go down this way.
Oh, your TV's off, that's what it is. Alright, I got you, hold on. TV's off. I got you. There you go. Back on, buddy boy. Let me see what I gotta do here. Dark Mind Garment, got one for the PC light. AC power cord for mine. Sofa. About oh, it's on the other side. Your toys. Why are your toys always in my path? Get your toys out of my path, please. I can't stand cooking those things. Here. There you go. Cartoons. Get over first here some cartoons. Let me see. What is grinding? There we go. Much faster. Keyboard. I think some people expect that when I put my machines together, they think they're not going to work. You don't know God, do you? No, you don't. Apparently you don't. when you leave bitterly, when people get mad, upset, and they're angry, that's our victory at the end of the day. Our victory is seeing the devil upset and angry because he wasn't successful in what he tried to do. When you get mad and angry, that's victory for a Christian because we defeated the devil. That's what it is. That's why you're mad and angry, because Satan's upset. Ooh, yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Some other ones running too. I need, somebody got a big power cycle. The power cycle in this one. Where is which one? I got a whole course for this one. That one. I might replace that motherboard for another i7. I might take it apart and replace it in the hospital. Okay, what's the keyboard and mouse? Oh, they got new games we gotta upload too. A bunch of new games for the play one too. But we can't, because now we gotta start working on my screen. Oh, I forgot to buy tape. I got to get tape. I'm gonna expand my screen size today. Excuse me. Alright, definitely gonna need that. I'm going to the corner finish some tape right now. Oh, excuse me. It's going to smoother. I want to do some maintenance on here. On the software, do some maintenance. You want to do some maintenance on that software. Maintenance. On the software. No, bump. Do. Make sure you're clicking on the thing. It goes off. No clicking. Oh, we got the power cycle. At least we got a power cycle, this sucker. Hopefully, we have a power cycle. Oh shoot, sorry, I'm getting to it. Man, geez, you're a grumpy little joker today, boy. Here's your cartoons. Knock this out. Cartoons all day long for you. Yeah. Mad over there at me about something. What you mad about now? Cartoons didn't start. Alright, I'm gonna need to get tape and expand my screen size. Nuclear Jungle PC fired up. I can do no recycling. That is fantastic. You got recycling. How are recycling that thing? I don't have to do it now. Cool. Cool beans. Well, this cord is way too long for this application. Why do you have the cord this freaking long? What are you using the cord this long for? Alright, we don't have to change that. We can make sure the cord. Alright, cool. So we're going. Just let it go. Equipment's running. Oh yeah. Let me see. But I'm on with this one. We're not. All right, you're going. You did the nope. Oh, so glad to have my maintenance finish. Now I gotta worry about that. Whoopsie, knock you guys over. Gee whiz Louise, like this cord hooks me on every freaking level. There we go. Stay put. Next thing, freaking configure a freaking whatever. Don't have to worry about cords on my floor anywhere near me. That's my next project. Do something. Tired of it. It's in my mood. Ah, I found you. Sitting in the trash. I threw another one in the trash. Jeez. I don't need all this. Thank you. Let me press my fingerprints again. And constantly requesting your fingerprints. Is it okay? It's okay. Is it okay? Thank you. Fingerprint? Fingerprint? No. No. Must be too much. Alright, all that's cleaned up. That's good to go. Machine's all cleaned up. Maintenance is done. I'm going offline to put my screen in. I'm doing it off camera. Got toys everywhere, man. Toys freaking everywhere, man. Very seriously, dude. project for today. So looking on my giant screen. I will not be doing that on camera, by the way. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate. And for those of you full of hatred, anger, bitterness, because you can't watch the downfall of Mr. Bird. Sorry. God bless us that's over here. We got to pray for you. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation in life. If some of you have already gone in that direction already, but you need prayer. You get yourself in an unreversible situation that you can't get out of. That means that if the devil tries to get what he wants, and he takes your life, or God calls you back and it's time for you to go back, you're not ready, you're going to get in an awful situation. And all the prayer in the world can't help you. That mercy is only for here. Mercy is just for here and here only. It's not for the next life.
Do 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. Relaxing cafe, beautiful snow. Ooh, I like that. Got my beautiful cafe, beautiful snow, and my roaring fireplace here. So popping and cracking. I freaking love it. Alright, I'm gonna work on my big screen. I gotta go. Thank you for your time. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it wasn't for Him, none of this would ever be available. I'm gonna sit back, get myself a hot cup of cocoa, start working on my other screen, enjoy my cafe, snowfall, and roaring fireplace on our 2026 technology. All the PCs are up and running, no problem whatsoever. Nice clean job, they're nice and clean. I'm still working on the schematics for my new PC build. Gotta go and